Just doing this level of YouTube stuff, I am often informed by people who disagree with me that it turns out I am a fat homosexual. So,
The exciting news today, of course, is that Wolverine's not dead. And not only is Wolverine not dead, he's going to be in Deadpool 3.
Yeah, and of course, God, if I have to see one more conversation line about, well, the multiverse and the different timelines and so maybe necessarily, who cares? Whatever. Hugh Jackman's putting the suit on again, and if that is a source of excitement for you, then be excited.
And the adamantium claws.
Of course. Well, those
Not
are built
to be
in.
Confused
That's how he didn't put those on, Christy. They're in his skeleton.
Oh, duh. Not to be confused with Unobtainium, which so many of you guys were so helpful. I love our viewers because they pay attention like the whole way through, and they have thoughts and they're happy to share them. And so I learned things like, for example, Unobtainium is not a made up thing in Avatar. I mean, it's a made up thing, but it's a word that actually exists in engineering jargon when you are doing a project and there's a material that you need but does not exist yet. You as a placeholder, you call it unobtainium. So thank you all for informing me.
It's like X in algebra. Okay.
I guess. Anyway, so whatever Wolverine's claws are made of, Hugh Jackman is back, and he and Ryan Reynolds did this really cute video where they explained, quote unquote, how it's possible that Wolverine is not only not dead, but can be in Deadpool 3. So it's cute. That'll be out in September of 2024.
Oh, okay. So we got a while.
Are you excited about this?
I again, a tweet I wish I'd written, somebody was like, Ryan Reynolds in the Deadpool movies, great. Ryan Reynolds doing that shtick in every other movie for the last 3 years, less great.
Yeah. Anyway, it's cute. Trevor Noah is leaving The Daily Show. Do you watch The Daily Show? Have you since he's been hosting?
Not really, admittedly. I mean, I was a periodic watcher in the Jon Stewart period, and then I didn't really watch the Noah years that much. So
7 years.
Sorry.
So Jon Stewart hosted it for a while. Is this the same show that Craig Kilborn used to host?
Technically,
25 years ago?
Yes.
There's a name from the past. So they'll be looking for a host. I keep seeing that Samantha Bee's name is popping up. Samantha Bee is free.
Okay, sure. Why not?
The trailer is out for Bones and All. This is the Timothée Chalamet, Taylor Russell, young cannibals in love drama from Luca Guadagnino.
You look like the kind that's convinced himself he's got this under his thumb. But you pull on one little thread and I'm ready.
Does this interest you at all?
Sure. Yeah. It was one of the movies I had looked forward to seeing in Venice back when I thought I was going to Venice and didn't have COVID. I'm avoiding the trailer, which is my want. But I'm hearing very interesting, weird, divisive things about it. And it sounds like it's as much Suspiria as it is Call Me by Your Name. So I guess that's kind of interesting where, Guadagnino is sort of mixing together his colors. So I definitely want to check it out.
I am down for everybody involved in this. It looks really, really great. That comes out on November 23rd. So we'll for sure have a review of that. MoviePass. You keep thinking MoviePass is going away, and it keeps coming back in various forms. Now the SEC is suing MoviePass. This is the Securities and Exchange Commission, not the Southeastern Conference.
No.
They are suing MoviePass for alleged fraud.
And, I'm sure, as this case proceeds, all kinds of stuff are going to get revealed. There was always something a little hinky about MoviePass. I think that no one can ever really quite explain how the financial part of it worked in terms of, okay, so what are movie theaters getting out of it versus what MoviePass was getting out of it? And basically I think everybody sort of moved on. Most of the theater chains have kind of moved on to do their own version. AMC has their A-list and Regal has one. And it's the premise of buy our membership and you get 3 free movies a week or all the free movies you want, because the idea is we make more money on the popcorn and soda.
Yes.
And the Twizzlers and the whatever that you buy while you're in the theater. Yeah. And so we'll pick up the ticket, magnanimously, because the ticket is something they're splitting with the studio anyway. So they're just forfeiting their half and covering the other half, and then, getting the benefit of you ideally walking through their doors more often. But with MoviePass as a third party to all this, I think it was maybe a little trickier to connect those dots.
Right. So their deal was you pay $9.95 a month and you get to see as many movies as you want. There are no limitations. There's no like, oh, you can only go to matinees, only you can go on Tuesdays, whatever it is. And so what the allegation here is like, that was never really going to happen. Like the thing that you were proposing to your potential customers was actually not going to come to be. So fraud is the allegation.
Well,
here.
yeah.
Also, a really weird story with Grace Moretz that came out this week. Did you see the story?
Yes. Well, the moral here is, of course, that everyone on the internet is a piece of shit, except for everyone watching.
Except for our viewers who are awesome.
That's right. They would never.
Someone probably thought this was very clever, to juxtapose this picture of her in this like kind of short little skirt that was like all legs as she was carrying a pizza into her building where she lives or where she was staying or whatever this is. And someone juxtaposed it with a Family Guy character, like not Peter, not Stewie, like just some random, quickie aside character.
Background.
Right. With like the same kind of outfit. And that just did a total number on her, she said in this recent interview, as far as body dysmorphia and as far as like not wanting to leave the house and being really self-critical. And like, we as women tend to be this way anyway. When you are famous, you are under even more scrutiny. When you are a young woman who is famous, you are under even more scrutiny to look a certain way. And, one bad paparazzi photo can be at some angle that is enormously unflattering to you, no matter how fit you are. So I kind of don't blame her. It's got to be hard. And then to be expected to just take it.
I mean, like, look, just doing this level of YouTube stuff, I am often informed by people who disagree with me that it turns out I am a fat homosexual. So I can't even imagine the level of scrutiny that somebody like she has to endure. And then, to oh my God, to become a meme. Is there anything worse, And so, I totally get why that would super suck and why it would hit really hard, especially because when she would talk about it, people, they were like, it's a joke. It's funny. Relax. And it's just like, well, no, not to me. It is not.
Right. If you already have that doubt in you and this thing, highlights that and magnifies it and gets a life of its own, I can't imagine. Also, I believe that Christmas zaddy is the preferred nomenclature.
Well, I will answer to that one, but,
and then we had some sad news. Coolio died this week at 59. The situation is still kind of under investigation. Apparently, he went into a friend's bathroom at a friend's house and collapsed in there.
Yes.
And that is how he died. We don't know the cause of death. We don't know what's going on with him. But
he was in the middle of touring. He was like, still pretty young. So it was shocking. We also, by the way, lost Russ Meyer star Kitten Natividad this week.
Oh, who is that?
She's, if you saw her, you would remember her. She's, as is the case with most of the Russ Meyer stable of talent, she was a very buxom, but very funny and charming, and was a Hollywood presence in addition to being in a lot of movies.
Good to know. But this story about Coolio that keeps popping up on my Twitter feed is an interview he did where somebody asked him about Weird Al Yankovic. Because I guess when Weird Al did Amish Paradise as an homage to Gangster's Paradise, he was pissed at the time and was really like critical of it and unhappy with it. And then this interviewer asked him about it, and he's like, so frank, so candid. And he's like, look, I handled it really poorly. I should be honored. I am honored now. It's a really funny song.
There's a picture of the two of them hugging that has been making the rounds lately.
That's
as
great.
Well. So
that's great.
They buried the hatchet.
Yeah, no, but like to have that kind of like sense of self that you can make that kind of apology, I think speaks to what kind of man he ultimately was. And now I have Amish Paradise stuck in my head forever. R.I.P. Coolio.